Fred, it's amazing. We saw you last year. We had all smiles on your face. You had such a great time. What is this event like for you?
Well, I said I think probably to you last year too. So when I'm at home watching it, and every pro that you talk to says it's the greatest week of their. I mean, Lee Trevino won however many majors he calls this his major, and I could see the point. Hunter and I play very little golf together. He'll get out and play with his buddies, which I think is great. But to watch him out here with the people, he's a great young man. He likes golf. He doesn't love golf, but he loves volleyball. Next year, he'll be going to a volleyball school, freshman in college. But for me personally, you know, Suzanne's walking down the fairway. She's as proud as ever. But I like watching him play. And the one great thing about it is he drives the ball about as well as I do. So we get off the tee very well, and it's very comforting. But the rest of it, you know, we both struggle. We're not great putters, but we get it out there. But just to watch Hunter swing, it's a blast for me.
We have watched some big sporting events together over the years, so I know what you're like when you're watching sports. But what are you like when you're watching Hunter play volleyball at such a high level in high school?
You know, they played in Orlando. I don't think you got to go over there, but Suzanne went. I couldn't. And then we just played. I say he just played in a huge event at LA Convention Center, and they were phenomenal. He's got a great Pinnacle club team. I'm very relaxed. I get emotional because it's fun to see all the kids bounce up and play well. They won 7 their first matches, which they probably should have in seedings, and they lost to one of the top 2 teams. And they had them kind of beat in the 3rd set. But Hunter loves it. Hunter takes it personally, and he's becoming a really good volleyball player. But for me, hell, I just sit back and relax and enjoy it. Suzanne's the one that will get a little edgy when they don't play well. She'll get up and walk away from me because I think I ask too many questions.
If we go all the way back in time, you are one of the great November, December, silly season golfers in the history of the sport. What is the key to being as competitive as you are, but also making sure that everybody's having a good time, knowing that it's December golf as opposed to Augusta National in April?
Yeah. That's a hell of a question. I think I was good at it. For the skins games, I did well in Canada, too. They had a great Canadian skins game. I lived in the desert. I felt very comfortable there. You've seen me play. I could play 15 holes as good as Tiger Woods or Jack Nicklaus ever did, and I can play 3 holes like a high handicap. And in those 15 holes, if I get 3 or 4 good ones where I win with an eagle or on a hard par 3 or par 4, that's how I do my damage. So, you know, as I watched it in Florida, I called in and talked a little bit with Jacobson and stuff. I thought it was really good. I thought the skins game, I was very proud to watch those guys play. I liked the new format. But for me back then, it was just a shot here or there that made me a lot of money, and I really enjoyed it. So for people, you know, say, oh, he never smiles. Well, I do smile, and I do like to hit challenging shots. And so on a regular tour event, you got to hit 72 holes where you're playing at your peak. In a skins game, you know, you give it 6 good holes and you're going to win a lot of money.
We were talking before we came on the air. You're going to go out to Hualalai. What a great spot to start the PGA Tour Champion season. I know desperately you want to get back to Augusta, make the cut, play the weekend, and compete a little bit. How long do you think the runway is for Fred Couples?
Well, you know, I'll say this. I just signed with Malbon, and they asked me the same question. I said, look, I'm going to play as long as I possibly can. I play 7 or 8 tournaments, including Augusta. It's not like I'm Bernard Longer out there playing every single week. But I really do love it. I love the challenge. You know, at Augusta, you saw me there last year. I mean, I played really well the first day and mediocre the second, but I still had a chance. So when you say you have a chance, you know, you don't really want to say that. I mean, I want to do more than make the cut, but really that's my goal. My goal is to make the cut there. When I get to Hawaii, we'll see how I'm doing. My goal there will be to beat as many of those guys as I can. It's very difficult, but I still think I can win on the Champions Tour, and that's my goal too. But Augusta, I thought about it last night. I'm sitting in the room and thinking about some drives I hit here, and I was playing with some amateurs, and they were asking me, you know, how long it was, and I said, well, you know, that's why I have all these woods, because I need to hit the ball higher, and I can hit them maybe 5 yards further than with a 5 hybrid than I do my 5 iron. And if I can continue that for a couple more years, you know, the last thing I want to do is embarrass Augusta National or myself, and that's never going to happen.
You're the perfect person to ask this. People always talk about comparing one era to the next. You crossed over from the Jack era to the Tiger era. As you compare what Jack did versus what Tiger did and versus who they played in both eras, is the game bigger, better, stronger, faster now, like team sports we talk about? Or was the game a little bit more razor sharp back then, and today is just bigger, stronger, faster, as opposed to better?
It's better golf now.
It is.
When I got on the tour in the 80s and played with, we just mentioned Trevino and Hale Irwin, it was completely different. Like, I was silly long at the age of, at 21 years old. I came on the regular tour, and I was as long as anyone on the tour. I didn't mean I was very good, but I became a good player. So nobody hit golf balls like them back then. Now it's power. And trust me, I enjoy watching the Rorys. The Scottie Scheffler is still longer than people think. Alexander Schauffele bombs it. But I don't think they're as great of ball strikers as Lanny. I just don't. But Lanny Watkins hitting a 5-iron, they're hitting what, a 7, Sandsy, or an 8? So there's a big difference. But as far as striking the ball, it's going to be like that until I pass away or a 22-year-old passes away. They all hit the ball so clean and so fun. And the most fun you can have personally is getting paired with them. Like, for me, it's only at Augusta, just to see how far a ball can really go. I mean, I swing at an 8-iron, I'm giving it all I got, it goes 152. That's a wedge for these guys. I never thought that would ever happen at whatever age I was. But I still think that if you put apples with apples, the better players are today. They're bigger and stronger.
But the better golf was played then?
I honestly think so. That's really weird to say, but when you stand and watch people strike the ball, like Lee Trevino, Sam Snead used to walk on the range at Augusta, and people would just stop. I don't know if that's going to happen, you know, with other people. But again, Sam Snead was a complete freak. He had the most beautiful swing. But I do know that when he walked on the range, I mean, people just stopped and stared at him and watched him hit balls. I don't know if they'll do that when Rory's 70 at Augusta. Maybe they will, but I'm not picking on anyone now. I think they play a game that's really, it's just unheard of. They hit it so far. They're very talented. They drive it very straight, and they're really, really good. And I still think if you can putt and your short game's good, you're going to do well on the PGA Tour, no matter what you do. But power is key. If you have a son out there listening and he doesn't hit it far enough, you better figure a way to get him 15 more yards, because 295 to 305 is not going to. It can win on the PGA Tour. There are guys, but if you're going to compete week in and week out, Sandy, you see it. I'm sure you walk around and go, oh my God, look where that. I mean, at Bay Hill, which is where you live. I mean, the 18th hole is now driving wedges and 9s for these guys. It's unheard of.
Yeah, it's incredible. One more historical one for you.
I'll try.
Scottie Scheffler right now is doing things that you can't believe. It's been less than 4 years since his first win in Scottsdale in 2022. He has a gold medal, 4 majors, 1 away from the career Grand Slam, which could happen at Shinnecock at U.S. Open, 19 wins in less than 4 years. Is that enough of a sample size for someone like you and all you've done in the game to start comparing him to some big names in this sport, or do we need to see just a little bit more out of him in 26 and maybe even 27?
Let's just say, yeah. Let's say we need to get more, and I bet, I don't have my wallet on me, but I bet everything I have it's there. One thing about Scottie, and there are a lot of them, but Scottie off the course is as good as he is on the course. And why I say that is, so is Jack Nicklaus, so is a lot of other people. But he's going to carry the game. Is he flamboyant and he's this and that? No, but you do it by your ball striking. And what has he won? You see he's won 14 times in the last...
19 times.
19 times with majors.
Less than 4 years.
Right. So that's... that's
2 players as well,
right,
back to back.
So he's David Duval for a quick stretch, but way better. I mean, David Duval at the time, everyone said, oh my God, but you get injuries. And Scottie's got a body that looks like he won't get banged up. Knock on wood, we hope. We hope none of the guys get hurt. But Scottie Scheffler is a very, very special player. He's got an unbelievable short game. If you really watch it, you go in the old days and you'd say, is Tiger Woods not going to get this up and down? And he gets it up and down. Really, from this slide, Tiger Woods, now it's Scottie Scheffler. He's magic around the greens, and he's one of our better ball strikers. So there's how you get 19 wins. But he is not going to slow down.
It's always great to hang with you, and always great to get your perspective on the history of the game. Nobody watches more golf, Dan Hicks. No. Nobody watches more golf than this man right here, Fred. We appreciate the time as always.
Thank you, Sandsy. I love it.